Hi, I'm Mike Durso, and I still want a podcast. Kind of. I don't know if I do or not. I do. Word to the wise, I'm using Audacity to create the audio only podcast. And if you're using Audacity, it's free, but you better be careful with what you're doing. And, Computers 101, save files properly so that you can find them. Don't save every little thing. And in Audacity, there's the Audacity files that you can upload and use to work with, but all of the files you upload onto Buzzsprout, which disseminates the podcast, should be an MP3. And I lost my first episode. Then when I tried to replace the second episode with a better version of the second episode, I accidentally put it where the first episode was. They can't find that file. Somehow I magically found most of it and was able to fix it. There's definitely going to be a progression between my first episode and my second episode. The second episode, this what is a sex worker, turned out really well. I thought. I'm sure I'll piss a couple of people off because that's probably all listen to your podcast right away anyway. I used a little different note process. These are my notes now. This was for the second episode. Basically, what I do is kind of I find a poetry style and then develop a thought around those, three or four items and then break it up. And if I go off on a tangent, I can mark it and then stop and go back. Makes it a little easier to edit. Editing's getting a little easier. I still haven't, figured it all out. I still got to watch videos, and it is helpful if I don't, lose the file. I can't find it. That can be a real pain in the butt. The studio's coming together really good. I've got the carpet guy I'm going to go meet here in about a half an hour. I've got a price that's okay. It's a little over budget, but hopefully I can save here or there. That's going to make a big difference. And I haven't even gotten into the video stuff yet. So there's going to be some money spent. The only issue I have, my ceiling, there's the second coat, and I consider myself a pretty good painter, but the second coat on the ceiling didn't quite work out right, and I ran out of paint, and it didn't exactly mix the way it was supposed to. I think that was probably my fault, as most things are, but I think it's looking really good. I like the first two episodes that I did to put on there. I can't wait to record in the studio, obviously. The challenges, and sometimes in Audacity, I'm going to let new people that might watch this later, and I don't know if this will make the final deal, but Audacity just, I have no idea what happened. All of a sudden, all the files that I had saved were playing slower and lower, and I'm not all that great with the compression yet. I need to figure all that out. There are a million billion things I need to figure out. I try not to go down that road with myself, though. The idea of dropping 20K on a podcast studio and starting a podcast, it's scary when you don't know anything. Most likely will work out poorly from a financial perspective, but, whatever. I'll have a really cool, call it a clubhouse. I hate the phrase man cave. I think it's stupid. I got to go there. So it'd be, what would a remote man cave be? Who knows? Well, that's about it. The next episode is the 3 beers. It's a great story, I think. I was going to have the guys that they were actually in the story, see if they wanted to do it with me, but the show I was supposed to see them at this weekend got canceled because of rain, and I need to move ahead because 1 and 2 are in Buzzsprout, 1 click away from disseminating everywhere. And the cool thing is, make sure you download the app before you do your first episode so that you can actually walk around and listen to your podcast and maybe make some notes. I could work on these podcasts for like a year and make them perfect, but I don't think that's the process. I think the process is that you get better as it goes. It becomes muscle memory, and that's what I'm hoping for. That's the improvement I'm looking for anyway. And content, I'm going to go full bore with all content. I've got I wrote a book off the reservation. I was going to do a podcast where I read it and commented, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. This is a storyteller podcast. It's not like I'm some famous author or something. So I'm going to integrate those stories with these. The first 4 episodes are those stories aren't even in the book. After I finish the 3 beers, that will be my 3rd episode. The one I wanted to have 3 done and 1 in the can before it goes live on May 18th. It's my birthday, my 50th birthday, and before it could happen. So the one after the 3 beers, I think, is going to be a story I wrote years ago, and it's an experience. It's called Rock and Roll Time Travel and the Upside to Statutory Rape. And I think that is a fun story that everyone will like. And I think it touches on some other cool stuff too. So that's all I have for now. I'm going to keep plugging away, and looks like very soon we'll be in the studio. I still want a podcast.